Hi, everyone.
Hey,
I'm Alicia,
and I'm Meredith.
and this is It's About the Pasta, a Vanderpump Rules podcast, season 4, episode 13. We're all the way back in, I don't know, probably like 2016. My God.
That's a good
Doesn't feel like that long
question.
ago.
Oh my God, it feels forever ago. It's
It
so
like
funny to watch this back. I'm like,
the fashion's my favorite.
it makes me think of
Like I absolutely
Whitney Port watching Back the Hills. Like she always talks about the jeans.
Oh my God. I've taken that up again, and her husband is honestly the funniest person.
Hilarious.
10 out of 10.
I hope I am just like him
Same.
in my recaps.
Same. I don't need to be like Whitney. I just need to be like him.
For silent laughs.
Okay, so check us out on the A&M Podcast Network. We have this podcast. We have Summer is Fun, a Summer House podcast. We have One Season Wonders. Please be sure to rate, review, subscribe. Join our Facebook group. It's the same name as the podcast. Follow us on Instagram at Vanderpasta, although there are spoilers on our Instagram, so beware. And join our Patreon, patreon.com/Vanderpasta. Let me tell you what you can get in a second. Hang on. I didn't have it queued up because
this isn't
why
a
would I
spoiler
read?
talk. There isn't a spoiler, but today I posted in like real time. Not because this is coming out later. I posted a picture and it felt like a crossover because Kyle from Summer House said it's all about the pasta.
Was
And I was
eating
like,
pasta.
yes, it is.
Oh my God, I loved it. I started cracking up. Okay, so Patreon, for $1 a month, you get access to everything, or nope, sorry, it's been a long day. You get access to our pre-show, which is where Meredith and I talk about whatever we want. And then you also get episodes that we record early. So like this episode, you can, if you're on the Patreon, you can listen to this immediately. If you're not on the Patreon, my God,
you're just a little bit behind. So like catch up to the rest of us.
you're like a lot of bit behind. Meredith and I probably are such different people by the time you're listening to this.
By the time this actually airs, I'm very tan. That's my dream.
There you go. I hope I'm
because it'll be summer.
Oh, dope. I hope I'm also very tan. For $2 a month, you get access to everything I just mentioned. Plus, you get access to our after show, which is where we talk about spoilers. Because I don't know about you, but I got a few things to discuss about this episode that I'm not going to talk about until the after show.
It's funny because things hit different when you know what the future is.
When you know what's happening. Yeah. And also we will say your name on the podcast. This I did have queued up. So thank you to Ashley, Chris, Danae, Dustin, Jackie, Kimberly, Cameron, Tiffany, Tracy, Emily, Gina, Jennifer, Kelsey, Mariah, Sarah, and Zoe. Woo! Oh my God. If you only listen to Vanderpump for some reason, like you don't listen to Summer House, which is like fine, you're going to listen to season 3 and be like, oh my God, they only have like 4 people that like them. And then you're going to listen to this and you're gonna be like, oh my God, they have a list.
Well, honestly, even the first half of season 4, because we did that before Summer House.
Oh, that's right.
It is a true break in the middle.
You can totally tell where we took a big ass break because of how many Patreons we have.
True. The little Easter eggs behind the scenes. It's
patrons.
What's his name?
Sorry.
What's Whitney's husband's name? That's what he always does. Behind the scenes.
Oh, behind the scenes. He's so good. We should hire him. And then for $5 a month, you get access to everything I just mentioned. Plus, when we do live seasons, we ask for your opinions and you'll be able to share those and we'll read them on the show. And we pick a patron of the episode. So this week's patron of the episode, I'm going to give to Tracy.
Yay.
Woo! Tracy's always been around. She's been with us for a long time.
OG.
We appreciate her. She's one of the OGs. We absolutely adore her.
Maybe we need an OG level of our Patreon. Is that exclusive?
Yeah, but that's like too exclusive. I feel like.
Can you make a group chat on Instagram? Maybe we need a group chat.
That's what we should do with our OGs. Yeah, that's it. So become an OG. If you're around for at least like 3 seasons, we'll
You can
put you in
still
the
get
OG.
OG status if you join
Are
now.
new. Yes.
For limited time
eventually.
only. OG status.
Eventually we'll close the OGs officially for everyone.
The Vanderpump Patreon account.
For only $19.99, you get
we create
we'll
an
throw in a set of
infomercial.
steak knives too.
I'm crying.
Meredith's literally crying. I'm not even that funny. I mean, I'm funny, but I'm not being that funny.
I'm just
right
at
now.
my limit.
I'm more like angry, and Meredith just gets slap happy. Like things happen to me and I'm like, I don't want to do anything.
You know, there's stages of grief. I feel like the stages of frustration with work are like my bucket is filled of frustration. So like it's coming out as tears.
I like that. I'm not done yet. I'm still frustration. Anyway, so let's talk about Vanderpump Rules because I did chuckle a few times in this episode.
I loved it.
Previously on Vanderpump Rules, Stassi texted Katie about her engagement and Katie wanted absolutely nothing to do with it. Max broke his face and Lisa's very concerned about him. James got himself an invite to Hawaii and he wants to get laid, but Lala doesn't want to be the one to lay him. So that's rough. Sheena
that works because it's Hawaii.
We're in Hawaii, get it? That was the worst. Sheena texted Ariana's mom about how Ariana and Sandoval have changed. Lala let Brittany know that Jax is flirting with her, but Jax denied everything. Of course, like I don't know why we thought Jax would not deny everything.
Well, maybe because everything's recorded and will air shortly.
This idiot, like I just
this is like how men think though. It's like, well, he's like triaging the today, not thinking about the tomorrow.
By the time this airs, Brittany will be so in love with him that she will never leave him.
I mean, what's the next step after you drive across country and move in with somebody?
Marriage. Immediately marriage.
By next season, they're married.
I would get married to someone before I would move my life for them.
What?
I like my life. I'll do long distance marriage.
Alicia's gonna be the couple that like lives in different apartments. But I think that can work.
My dream is for my husband to move right next door.
I agree. And my best friend to be on the other side.
Yeah. Oh, dope. Yeah. No, that's
I want it to be like a sister wives house where you have like wings of the house and it's like that's your side of the house. Here's mine, and we have like a central like TV watching area.
Oh my God, that's like one of those TikTok houses.
I love it.
We're gonna be in a TikTok house.
It sounded like you said TikTok.
I love it. Am I that old?
I think it's called TikTok. Things.
You know the app, the TikTok?
Let's move in because I'm hyped about this. This episode lives rent-free in my brain.
Yeah, so we're in Hawaii. Jax is telling Brittany that, if he wanted to have sex with Lala, he could have. So if Brittany wants to believe that, then that's fine. Which I hate when he does. He's like, I could have sex with her if I want to. Just remember.
Well, it's like it's like reverse psychology. He's trying to pull on her, which it kind of works with these people. He's saying that like I could have done it if I wanted it to. So that's why it's not true.
Yeah, because who am I to deny sex? And Lala doesn't have a say in it. It's not like she denied me.
So awesome. I denied her.
She would never deny me. Look at me. I'm like a god. But yeah, so but Jax told Brittany, chose Brittany, but he did think about fucking Lala, which we know because he literally said it to her.
I know. I do like that he admits in his interview that it was a moment of weakness. And then we get Sheena, who is finally like kind of telling the truth, I'll say. And she says like, okay, yeah, you did do some inappropriate stuff.
Yeah. Well, Jax is sitting there going, I'm not a liar. All I do is tell the truth.
Oh my God. And I was like, here we go again with the truther shit.
He's a truther. But then Sheena, it's like, you were being flirty. And he's like, I don't know why we're still talking about this. Should we go get a drink? Like, now I've been called out. I'm not
like, wait, now I'm done with this conversation.
Yeah,
bye.
I'm done. So Brittany just wants honesty. And she's like, can you give me honesty? Can you give me honesty?
Like, my middle name is Truther.
And he's like, fine. Didn't I already tell you I'm the truther? I
You
don't
know
know
what
why
he's
you're
saying is he's like,
me.
you know what? I promise you I'll always tell the truth. And behind his back, he has his like fingers crossed.
Yeah, his fingers are crossed.
He's like, I have a
I hate
loophole
him.
here.
So now we're back in the hotel or the Hotel Modern by the pool. We're doing beer bongs by the pool because this is what you pack when you go to Hawaii. I did not pack my beer bong, so I did Hawaii wrong.
You know what's crazy is you were probably, when you went to Hawaii, younger than they are in Hawaii.
Yeah, I'm definitely young. I don't think I've ever been older than Jax. Even rewatching this, I think he's always
been older.
Me.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, season 1 Jax, I'm pretty sure is about 30.
Oh my God. I was today's years old when I found that out.
I
knew he was 31, but I never thought about how like we've always, watching back now,
as long as I have watched
mid-20s.
the show, even every time I watch the show, he is older than me.
We should do a party for when we surpass his season 1 age.
Oh my God, that would be really fun.
That's your birthday party theme. I'm finally older than Jax Taylor season 1.
I'm finally older than Jax Taylor. That's amazing. Season 1, of course.
It'll take a few more years.
Yeah, I don't think I still won't surpass him for a while.
We've got 4 years.
So Max did a beer bong. So he's not on his antibiotics. And he's putting this gross ass beer bong. I'm sorry, everything after COVID is gross to me. That's all I see. But he's putting it in his mouth where he's going to get an infection. He already has like an issue in his mouth. So putting that in his mouth made me nervous.
Ew. And like, you don't know where that's been. Like, what if they like put it on the hotel floor?
That was in Tom Sandoval's suitcase.
Okay, I trust Sandoval more than like Schwartz's suitcase though.
But like, it's still in a suitcase. And then they didn't wash it. I'm sure they didn't take
a hell no. And what would you wash it with? Hand soap? It's not like the hotel gives you dish soap.
I would want to take a Clorox wipe to it, that whole thing. But then I wouldn't want to stick it in my mouth. COVID has changed us all. Anyway, happy 2 years, everyone. It's like the end of March. We've made it this far. End of March 2022. Yeah, so Lala's not here, and Brittany's like, that little bitch. So then we go to Lala, which I hate. Brittany is not my favorite character.
No, but I do have to say it does get better this episode.
Yes. So we go to Lala's room where Faith, Max, and James find her in bed. And Lala's just upset because everyone's coming for her. And like Faith was also naked and no one came for Faith. It was just Lala.
So true. I never even clocked that. That's a good point.
And so Lala just starts crying. She feels really attacked. She needs her mom. I'm assuming her mom didn't pick up because she never talked to her mom. But yeah, she's really just hit her breaking point with everyone questioning her character and if she respects herself or not. And now Jax is like a really good liar. And like, he basically operates the same way a serial killer operates.
Yeah.
Which that's what we've been saying.
This broke my heart because Lala is so confident and she seems like the person who it has to get really bad for her to get here.
Yeah. And I kind of have no doubt she respects herself. Like if you really got to know her, she's not hooking up with anyone. She didn't end up hooking up with Jack. She barely is hooked up with James. Like she's not doing shit. She loves herself. And the thing is
like how I think we're now in 2022 in such a different place. Like you can really tell that like the way you dress is for you. It's not about other people. Like I can have self-respect and not to jump ahead, but like wear a thong bikini because that's what I want to do. And that kind of conversation has really changed. And so it's kind of nice to know like we aren't in this place. Well,
we're in a better place. We're not
the mainstream is not in this place. There will always be people in this place, but
yes.
I hate to say like spoiler, but like everybody knows what modern society we live in. But like this isn't like a conversation as much anymore.
No, it's very much like we're speaking up for women, like women on women violence is not to say this is violence, but it's still like attacking. It's still like, it's not tolerated as much. Like we stand up for it. And we know like it's very much wear what you want to wear. If you're 350 pounds and want to wear a thong bikini, you do it. If you're 100 pounds and you want to dress conservatively, you do it. Like no one's here to judge. We all love ourselves. Well, we love each other and ourselves.
Weird thing to say that I heard recently was like, there is no crop top body. Like if you want to wear a fucking crop top, do it. And I was like, I love that. I want to wear a crop top and I don't have a 6-pack abs. I'm going to do it.
Fuck yeah. Everyone wear a crop top. Do it. Great.
So
if
PSA of the
Lala
day.
wants to wear a fucking crop top, she's gonna wear a fucking crop top, everyone. But then James decides this is his time to comfort her and gets in bed, takes off his pants because they're a little wet.
That's the problem. If he would have just gotten in bed and been like, let me hug you, like this would have been an amazing moment. And I feel like her shell would have cracked a little bit on his front. But it's like, no, he like goes sleazy and immediately takes off his pants and is like, oh, I'm gonna get some. This is the moment.
Yeah, and she's like not having it. Also, Faith and Max are like watching, laughing because they're like,
They can
"Can you
see
stop?"
how weird this is.
So then James gets denied by Lala, and she's basically like, "Faith is gonna sleep next to me, not you." And then he gets mad. Like he calls her a tease. He gets like genuinely mad. Max tells him to calm down and then like escorts him out. James, my dude. What are we doing?
Good. Here's the thing, arguing with the girl you want to sleep with will never get you there.
Good. Yeah, you're not gonna end up sleeping with her. But we go back to the pool. Sheena asks Ariana to talk. Even though she doesn't feel sorry for anything, she's just gonna like be the bigger person. Which like to me, being the bigger person means trying to understand where the person's coming from. And if you can't even get there, at least recognizing that you upset them, right? Sheena thinks being the bigger person is just saying sorry.
Just sorry for anything and hoping for the best. Yeah, being the bigger person is really trying to, I think, go into the conversation with an understanding. You may not have to apologize for, like, I can understand that that's what Sheena thought in the moment, and you can explain that, but just saying, like, I'm really sorry that it hurt your feelings. I didn't want to do that. That's where you need to end up, because if that's your best friend, you really should have those feelings anyways, that you didn't want to hurt your best friend.
She says, sorry if the conversation was out of line. And Ariana's like, that feels like a dumb.
She's apologizing for the conversation last night, not what she did with Ariana's mom.
Yeah, no, she's just like, Ariana does not accept this. And then Sheena's basically like, what do you want me to say? I said I was sorry. Do you want me to say I'm sorry that I said what I said? Because I'm not sorry I said that.
I'm
just sorry the conversation
didn't go the way. Can you please give me a shovel? I want to dig myself deeper.
Yeah, basically she says, I'm sorry the conversation didn't go the way you wanted it to. I'm not sorry for any of my actions. What I said, what I did.
Backhanded apologies, like Ariana says.
Yeah, and then Ariana's wishes that Sheena could mean it. Like, she's like, I just wish you as my best friend could mean this apology to me. And Sheena says she meant what she said to Ariana's mom. And Ariana's just like, you've hurt our feelings. And Sheena's like, yeah, but I apologized. So
like, this should be a Band-Aid and you should be better, because I told you I was sorry.
They just like the end it. Like,
it's funny because and Tom identifies this later, that like everything Sheena said about Tom, I think some of it is true about Tom, but like Sheena's the exact same way. Sheena is so full of herself. She thinks she's better than other people. Like, I gave you an I'm sorry, and you should be manipulative. Yes.
Completely manipulative.
Dude, a manipulator can see a manipulator. Come on.
Like, ridiculous. So they solve nothing.
Pot and kettle, calling each other every name of the book.
Is so annoying. Whatever, we move on. So we got bottle service. Shay's excited. This man wants to drink. Up. I think it's because he's married to Sheena, and Sheena after this.
Remember Sheena's rule: you take one shot, and then you let somebody else take a shot, and then you get to take a shot. Well, every other.
Instead of doing 3 beer bongs, you do 1.
We're just following your rules, Sheena.
Yeah. Want to be sober? Only drink half the alcohol as everyone else. Sobriety. So then we're all drinking. I don't know how Shay knew how many shots everyone else had taken, but he, I think, did half, right? Because he wasn't super drunk.
That's the thing, is he says, like, like, I'm feeling myself, but like I'm not doing anything. And Sheena's like, you're drunk, get out of here.
Yeah, she looks him in the eye and he's like, hey, what's up? Like, he's just having a good time. And she's like, you're drunk. I see it in your eyes.
But
and he's
like,
were
happy,
me?
And you don't get to be happy. So I'm gonna call you a drunk.
With that fucking smile off your face. So she gets mad that he snuck drinks behind her back. But like, you can't mom him 1 minute and then be like, go have every other shot. Be responsible. Like,
It's not sneaking behind your back if your back was just turned and I was drinking. I don't think
you
he's
could turn around
sneaking
at
things.
any moment.
If he was sneaking drinks behind her back, he'd be like in the bathroom ripping shots out of a water bottle.
He would have been 16 again.
Like, what is he supposed to do? Be like, hey, Sheena, this is technically shot 3 for everyone else, only 2 for me. So like, I'm on the every other pattern.
The 4th one.
Want to make sure you see this.
I'm sitting out the 4th one. I've already calculated it. Yeah. So if everyone takes 12 shots and dies, I'll be 6 in
and I'm sober.
But I'm not as bad as everyone else. So they're walking back to the rooms and like, she's so mad at Shay. She's yelling at him. He's like, fine, you be mad. I'm going to go to the room. Like, he's over it. And Sheena then in her interview is like, I just need my rock. And Shay can't be my rock when he's drunk. And I'm like, but Shay needs you to be sober as his rock.
Yeah.
No one gives a fuck about what happened with you and Ariana. It was maybe a 4 on the awkwardness scale and a 2 on the bad scale. Like, no one gave a fuck about it.
The importance of it is like, okay, you're mad you're fighting with your best friend. Maybe you should think internally on why you're fighting with your best friend and handle it yourself.
Meanwhile, your husband is addicted to drugs and probably alcohol. Yeah, please support him. Instead, you tell him to go be an adult and take every other shot. And then when he gets a little happy, you yell at his ass.
Yeah, that he's not in for your drama enough.
Listen, I don't think it's great that Shay's addicted, but I am team Shay in this whole fucking addiction thing.
Yeah, like she's setting unrealistic standards for him and then is mad at him no matter what. She's setting him up for failure.
She's enabling him. Anyway, next morning, everyone's waking up. Schwartz and Katie still haven't had sex. Ariana and Tom are still very upset about the Sheena thing. Tom goes as far to say as he's devastated, and he compares Sheena to Kristen because they're both coming for his relationship.
I was like, all right, there are 2 levels to this. It is different. Let's all remember Miami, girl. She was flown out to California to confront him at the bar. We're not there with Sheena.
Sheena just texted Ariana's mom. That is a 6 on the scale of like 10 is Miami girl.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. We're not there yet. But he does make a good point that maybe she should focus on her own relationship.
I mean,
and then we cut straight to their room, straight to Shay and Sheena in bed. They're very upset. Shay is sitting cross-armed on the bed. He's very upset.
He's like, you told me I could do 2 shots.
They're arguing about the alcohol consumption, and Sheena's just upset because she told Shay not to drink too much, but to drink. There's a line, Shay, and when you're an addict, you should know that line.
I'm like, how do we quantify too much versus just a little bit? That isn't.
You can't just say. You can't say have every other shot, but there's a too much line. Yes. There's no too much line for everyone else. If everyone else had stopped at 8 shots, we're stopping at 4.
Yes.
But if no one else is stopping, Shay doesn't have to stop. There were no rules.
That's the thing is there's no cap to his like half drinking.
And then he's trying to explain himself.
He needs like a chart, like the BMI chart.
Yes. He needs to blow. There needs to be a strong cap of like where he needs to stop. But
we're just making jokes about this. He needs to not drink.
Yeah, we truly know the addict should not take part in the event that they're or in the substance they're addicted to.
Their family members should be supportive.
Yes.
Of this.
We've made fun of this multiple times. Like when she initially said have every other shot.
Thought process and making fun of it.
Dumb. It is so dumb. Meredith and I, though, on the form of addiction, we stand. You should be sober if you're addicted to alcohol and drugs.
Yes.
We will support you in that. She is an idiot. She's ignoring him in these big blue glasses while she's on her phone. She doesn't give a fuck about him. And then in her interview, she just says, have a few drinks, be buzzed, don't get drunk. What?
I'm like, do you think I know exactly where that line is between my buzzed and my drunk? I wish I knew where that was.
I don't know where that is.
It would make
I'm not addicted to alcohol.
Not abandon my car because I don't want to drink and drive.
There are some nights where 2 drinks, I'm buzzed. There are some nights where 2 drinks, I end up drunk somehow. I
Yes.
don't know.
It's all
Depends
about
how much you eat.
Yes.
How much water did you have
Yep.
before? What did you exercise that day? It just depends. My
What
dude
liquor are
Shay,
you consuming?
he doesn't fucking know what
what's
he
the
had yesterday.
ratio in the drink that person made? Like,
We
good
didn't
God.
see any food at dinner. This man tried his goddamn
Well,
best.
eating is not in Sheena's requirements.
Yeah. Also, I think there's a weird rule she has. I don't know if it's mentioned here or later, but he can't have hard alcohol. Like that's another thing.
He mentioned it as soon as that cart rolled up at that party last night.
That was
she
it,
goes,
okay.
you can't have that. Or he
no
said
hard
it.
alcohol.
I think he said, oh, I wish I could have hard alcohol.
Hard alcohol. Yeah. So this man just had a few vodka shots and now she's pissed.
No, that's hard alcohol. Like he just had to drink beer.
I think he had like maybe a vodka shot. Now she's
and
like,
that's her sneaking drinks behind her back.
Oh my God, you snuck one whole vodka shot. Forget the 12 beers you had. That one vodka shot.
We gotta move on, or an entire hour will be dedicated to these rules.
Anyway, whatever. Then Sheena, of course, makes it about her because she had those problems with Ariana. She's very upset, but she's just gonna fucking apologize and be the bigger person, which Shay says she always is, which I don't know where that was, but okay. Shay's still drunk.
Sheena's like, I'm wearing wedges, so I'm taller and I'm the bigger person.
I'm the bigger person. Get it? So then we go to Max and James's room. It's 10:20 a.m. and Lisa is calling. She's worried that they've been sleeping in this long.
They're on vacation.
I think 10:20 is normal.
Yeah.
For the most part.
Oh, well, I guess not so much because like LA time, that's like way later.
I get, but you're out late. You're out Hawaii time. You're out on Hawaii time. Is Max behaving himself? The editors cut to all of his his drinks and his kissing. So James is personally responsible for Max, which is a bad idea because he gets Max to take a shot while they're on the phone with Lisa.
And they're about to go surfing, which is on Lisa's no list.
Yeah, no kissing and no surfing and no drinking.
We got to keep that mouth
I don't think he ends up surfing.
Pristine.
He ends up snorkeling, which you put a thing in your mouth, which is probably worse than surfing. But
I'm like, burn those things. I don't even want the like blood that's probably on them.
So we go to the beach. We're really doing this surf lesson. We're drinking out of tampons and suntan lotion again. Only so many people surf, right? It's like Sandoval, Ariana, Jax, Faith, James. I think that's it.
Yeah.
Great. So they're the ones surfing. Jax has these sunglasses he's wearing out surfing and everyone's like, why would you wear those? And he's like, I stole them from the hotel. So if I lose them, I'm giving it back to the earth. It's fine. Also for only surfing one day, they're all really good or just really athletic. Or maybe they surf in LA.
I was about to say, I bet this is not their first time actually surfing. Although James says it is his first time.
That's amazing to get up on your first time.
He's athletic, though, I think.
My ass was in that water belly first each time. I just would fall. There's no way. So Katie and Lala are on the beach, and this is when Katie tells Lala that she's missing her bottoms.
This is a bad thing to say.
This is dad and like just how old are you, Katie? How old are you?
I feel like these types of bathing suits aren't that new to like the LA scene.
No, the only time I'd be like, we should call Lala out on her thong bikini is if she's maybe like on vacation with her family. Then like cover up your ass a little bit.
If it's her family, it's different. If it's your family, if it was my family, I'd be like, hey, can we not? This is not my family's vibe.
But like we're at a beach in Hawaii with a bunch of 20 to 30-year-olds.
Yeah.
And then, Katie's like telling her this is what rap girls wear in the videos. And Lala's like, thank you so much. I would drink champagne off my ass every day. Like, thank you.
Love that follow-up. Don't
Katie's
be bothered,
just coming at her. Like, oh, Katie's just like, I don't know. It's just not a great bathing suit. But she's in a bathing suit at least. It's not like she's fucking naked.
Yeah. Hey, you wanted her to have a top on. Let's call it a win.
No one's looking at her nipples. So then Sheena sits down with Lala and Sheena's in like a high-waisted suit and she's like, I have some fabric if you want to wear it on your bathing suit.
I'm like, Sheena, you're making me hate you every second of this episode.
I know. So then why did Lala cry last night? And Lala just says people are coming at her and she feels disrespected.
Because you weren't my friend last night, Sheena.
Sheena says that she knows exactly what Lala's been through, but then Sheena grew and she redeemed herself, and basically Sheena changed who she was so this group would like her better.
100%. And just Sheena just keeps talking in circles about the things that she went through.
Yeah, Lala's like, I'm upset, and Sheena's like, I have also been upset.
I once slept with a married man, and I was upset at that point too when people yelled at me.
Sheena needs to be liked, though. Lala doesn't need to be liked. She just needs to be respected.
You can tell Lala's like, cool, can we stop talking about you?
Yeah, truly, let's don't give a fuck. So yeah, whatever. They're different. Sheena doesn't see it. Lala could not get out of there fast enough, probably. So then we go back to LA. We're at Kristen's apartment. Dun, dun, dun. Stassi's here. Her and Kristen are matchy. Very fucking funny. They're like, oh my God. We're like, that's what you say to your friends that like you're not that good of friends with when they come
where you
over.
need like an icebreaker. You're like, cute outfit.
We're like matchy. I have some drinks. What do you want? Do you want some drink? I'd be like, if you came over, I'd be like, sup, Meredith, there's beer in the fridge.
Yeah. You're fucking like, okay, you have like conversation topics to start the day. You're like,
start with a drink.
I got a really fun drink. And you like talk through like the thing you picked out.
Compliment the outfit. So Stassi says, though, she looks this nice because when you don't have your shit together, you have to look like you have your shit together, which I was like, what's up with Stassi? What's going on?
Hey, so but I feel this when I don't feel great. Sometimes I do need to dress up. I just need to look
okay. So yeah, we sit down. I thought we were going to talk about Stassi, but we go straight into Kristen, who, no. Kristen talks about how this friendship so amazing because when Stassi wrote her off after the big smack heard around the world, not anymore. That's a different one. That's the Oscar slap. But this was the original. Kristen thought they would never be friends again, but she just kept reaching out. She's persistent. If there's one thing we know about Kristen does not quit.
True.
So eventually Stassi broke down and now we're here. So yeah, Kristen, then we talk about, she went on a few dates with this guy, Kevin, who's Jax's friend. And they
like,
did
this
have
is kind of fun. I like a little like
fun.
Crossover, like friends meeting friends.
They had some sex. They had some fun. It's been great. Yay. So Kristen's relationship is in a good place. Now let's go to Stassi.
Which that's just the guy she like met.
Yeah.
Not like she's dating him.
No. But her dating life is in a good place.
Yeah.
Which it hasn't been for a while.
Fun.
So now we go to Stassi. We have Patrick. Totally forgot about Patrick. They're trying to figure things out.
Because we like never see him.
No, we just hear about him. He's like a figure of our imagination.
I don't like a figure.
Do you know how I like picture him different every time he's mentioned? And I don't know why it's always with red curly hair. Which I don't think is accurate, but this is what I
imagine him like a banker with like slicked back hair and super douchey because he was in New York.
I wish that's how. I do not picture him like that. Anyway, Stassi and Patrick are trying to figure things out. They're currently living apart because when they were living together, they were more like roommates. Kristen's like, weren't having sex, huh? And she's like, I'm not gonna comment, but you know. Basically they did long distance for a while, and then Stassi moved to New York and they shared his apartment. Which I can tell you right now, I'm already telling you, Stassi is not meant for New York. That girl would
or a boy's apartment.
Or a boy's apartment. So then they moved together in LA, and that didn't really work out because they were not only barely having sex, but barely speaking to each other. Ooh. And Kristen's just concerned that, you know, this is kind of an excuse to break up without actually having to break up, just like living apart.
Not a bad idea. I mean, super shitty to do, but I'm like, I can see that's a good idea.
But how's Kristen in a better place and like slightly smarter than Stassi in relationship?
I feel like right now. Kristen, she's kind of like a dog. You need to like spray her with water and or like spray her with some shame, and she'll like get her act together.
She'll get
like,
it back
ice
together.
Her out, and
that's
like
funny.
You can kind of manipulate her into being a better person, and like she gets it together.
She's never gonna be iced out again. This bitch, she has learned. Okay. She's back. Okay, so Stassi just doesn't feel like fighting with anyone anymore because she did it so much with Patrick. And she realizes now she compromised her friendships to be with Patrick. And she does think she handled a lot of things poorly, but she also doesn't think it was totally her fault, like the Katie thing. So here's the real story, I guess, behind why Stassi hates Katie.
Yeah, this was actually interesting because I didn't know this.
Yeah,
it's like,
I don't think it was ever mentioned.
I agree. What was going on behind the scenes?
So basically, there was this sex tape, kind of a video of Stassi masturbating, basically, that she sent to an ex named Frank. Everyone,
yeah, remember totally Frank from season 1?
It was totally Frank. So
we know that in today's world.
It's not even a spoiler because it's never mentioned on this goddamn show.
They don't call him out in this show, but we're telling you, we know this information.
It's Frank. It's Frank. So do the timeline. She sent a video to Frank. It was mentioned in season 2, I think, when they go. Because
wasn't he living in DC?
Yes.
Yeah.
And whenever Sheena, whatever trip it was that Sheena mentioned, she wanted to get gangbang done. That in the other car, in the girl's car, Stassi mentions that she sends a tape to a guy. Yeah. So this is that tape. It was Frank. Yes. So Sheena then showed it to people once it got out. Sheena passed it around, showed it to people, and Katie knew this, and she knew Stassi was upset. But then last season, Katie still went to Miami on the Bachelorette trip. Was that last season or was that this season?
It was last season
because they got married. Okay, great. So Katie still went and partied with Sheena in Miami. So that's why Stassi was so upset that she felt so betrayed by Katie.
Which, like, it gives more reason to Stassi's feelings that they're not just irrational. Yeah. But she still can't control her friends.
And Katie still go there for Sheena.
Yes.
She went there to save her dying relationship.
Yes. And you know what? Did she have fun? Yes. And you know what? Does that hurt her friends' feelings? Should she maybe just share an apology? I'm sorry your feelings are hurt. Yes. But like, you're not going to get that when you come in guns blazing as Stassi.
My God. It's like a Bravo rule for us because we watch so much of it. If you want someone to acknowledge your feelings and apologize, don't attack them. Yes. Express your own feelings.
Yes.
But everyone on Bravo is like, you were an asshole.
And it's like say you're sorry now. And it's like, you just attacked me. Now I'm mad at you.
Yes. So Stassi just needs Katie to take ownership for her part. But Stassi does not have the upper hand. So she cannot ask Katie to take part in anything.
I think we're going to have to agree to disagree and move on. Yeah. If Stassi wants to be friends.
Listen, because Stassi has so much hurt that she wasn't at Katie and Tom's engagement to the point that she cried when she found out, and she's crying right now. So there's no way. Katie doesn't need anything from you, so she's not going to apologize. And you're going to have to fall on this sword.
Katie even more has the upper hand because she's going to have a wedding now that Stassi wants to go to.
She wants to go.
Like there's a time limit on this if you want to go to this wedding.
Yeah. So we go to Villa Rosa really quick. Lisa and Ken are outside worrying about Max. Lisa can't even be bothered to stand. She needs to float on this.
Wait, that was so funny. It reminded me every time you talk about how Pandora's the favorite, because she goes, Pandora's been a dream and Max has been naughty. And I'm like, I wrote it down and I was like, straight up proof why they don't like Max as much because he's naughty. If anything, you should be giving this kid more love so he stops being naughty. That how it works?
My God. No, they're just gonna leave him in the dust. But yeah, so she enjoys herself. She loves Pandora more. That's basically this whole thing. We go back to Hawaii. Peter's fucking chilling. The girls are on the rafts, including Lala and Brittany, which makes Jess really nervous. This is when some of us go snorkeling. Schwartz is scared of sharks. We see a turtle. James takes a picture of Lala from the back, so from the butte, you know. And James is really upset because Lala's a tease. And then we're all sitting in the shade and Jax mentions that Kristen texted Jax about having lunch with Stassi, which this is Kristen slightly like shit stirring because she's like, I'm going to text this guy.
1,000% because we know Jax may be a quote unquote truther, but doesn't mean he won't stop gossiping.
Hey Jax, I know I like fucked you and that ruined my whole friendship with Stassi, but I just thought I'd let you know while you're in Hawaii and I'm not, that Stassi's coming over for lunch. Do with that what you must.
Yep.
Goodbye. So Sheena goes off. Stassi's a fucking bitch and she's coming back, blah, blah, blah. Like, I was like, Jesus. And then Katie says she's still hurt about Stassi walking away from the friendship and she just hopes Stassi stays away. She doesn't want to be talked about.
Yep.
She doesn't want to be associated with Stassi. She's done. Yep. Dope. Great. So Brittany in Jax's bedroom. Jax is struggling to iron his pants.
Like burns his pants.
The iron on it. He left the iron on his pants.
I like how Brittany's like, you can't leave an iron on there for any amount of time. That's not how it works.
That's not how Jax was taught. So you're wrong. Jax brings up the raft where Lala and Brittany were sitting. And Brittany's like, we didn't talk about you. And like, we're not best friends, but we can still like be cordial. And he's like,
this is lovely. Thank you, yes, Brittany. Appreciate you being, this is called being the bigger person.
Jax is like, be careful with that. Be careful.
She might tell you the truth.
Oh, she might be a truther and then I'll be the liar. But Jax loves that Brittany can just look past basically his infidelity.
He literally goes, I love that she can blow anything off. And I'm like,
he's gonna cheat on her and expect her to blow it off. This was the moment he thought about it.
Oh, he's like, yes, what a great quality for me. Ooh, that means I can cheat openly and she's gonna be fine with it.
You're gonna blow it off. Because I'm going to be a truther and do my best to get out of it.
I'm just going to tell you I love you and it didn't mean anything.
Yeah, 100%. Great. Done. So we go to we're in the Modern. We're getting ready to go to dinner. Faith wants to dance. James is going to dance. Lala only dances when she is drunk. Max looks like a fucking badass. This man, I would hit on this man at the club. I would. I 100%.
I love it.
And Schwartz tries to break the ice, makes a joke about Lala being fully clothed. He like doesn't know what to do with himself. Katie does not find it funny. Katie's like,
you notice she's not clothed ever? Okay, cool.
Yeah, she's a buzzkill constantly. So now we go to Boo-Ho for dinner. We're getting the spiked watermelon bowl. Shay salivating at the mouth.
Oh my God, it's like when they brought over the bottle service and he's like, that looks fun.
I want it. So they're like describing this watermelon bowl and his face is like, you could see
I was salivating.
I was too. I'm salivating right now thinking about it. I'm gonna take a sip of water.
Me too. I was like, that seems so awesome. But you're right, the camera was just on Shay like, wow.
Wow, I wish. It probably has hard alcohol in it, right? So even if I just had one glass, I can't have it.
Can you make one of those with some beer?
Yeah, just throw Corona in there. I love that. Thinking in Sheena's logic, Shay could have 30 beers, but could not have one of these watermelon because it has hard liquor.
Yeah,
right?
It's a hard no. Right? Hard liquor is a hard no.
We talk about how Brittany's a freak. They've only had sex once though, but Brittany's a big freak.
Remember, if Jax doesn't have sex with people, he really loves them.
He really likes them. Schwartz and Katie have not made love, but Katie did make love to a turkey sandwich before bed. And girl, that sounded so good.
Feels some great drunk eating.
Okay, so then Sandoval asks James and Lala. He's which I was surprised.
Dude,
this is not
don't
Sandoval's character.
Out. No.
Sandoval was like, hey, James, you and Lala have sex? And James is like, don't tempt me. And Lala's like, Sandoval, don't. So then we find out before Hawaii, they tried to sleep together. They were drunk. He couldn't get it up. He then claimed that she couldn't make him hard, which that's the part. Just own your softness, my dude. Just own it.
Again, another thing that is not going to get you laid.
Look, I can kind of feel bad for guys when this happens because I do think they're so embarrassed by it. Like I didn't know,
but I think it's like a safety mechanism that it's like you're too hammered, you shouldn't be doing this.
You're too hammered. Also, pressure causes it. Like when they're really nervous. I only know this fun side story with my boyfriend in high school. I'll expose him a little bit. I won't say his name.
You're like, here's his name and social security number.
I have sympathy for him because I guess I just didn't realize it, right? We're taught as women to think that's embarrassing if you can't get it up.
Yeah.
Right? Sex ed has failed us in this country also. So I one night was feeling drunk and I was like, tonight's the night we're gonna lose our virginities. I like sprung it on him. I was like, we're gonna go to the park. Ready? Let's
and this
walk.
happened.
So we walked there and he couldn't get it up, but we had been drinking all day at a grad party. So it's not his fault. Also, the fact that I sprung this on him, I was like, we're going to the park. We're doing it. This
The
is
fact
our
that you did it,
virginities.
we're trying to do it in a park too.
Horrible.
Like,
I'm a that could have been a sex offender. Thank God it didn't work out.
Everything was going against him.
It was all bad. But also it's like our virginities, we don't know what we're doing. So I'm like upset because I'm like, do you not find me attractive? And
Alicia shaming this guy in a park.
He's then so upset. He finally makes eye contact with me. And
I'm sweating. I feel so embarrassed, secondhand embarrassed for him.
I know he like made eye contact with me.
Bitch sitting across from me.
I know, I was horrible. He's like tearing up and he's like, I'm so embarrassed. I'm like, oh my God, I feel so bad.
Please tell me you never told anyone really in high school outside of your like.
No, I waited till we were long broken up.
Good,
and like
because
we were in college and I like learned this isn't as embarrassing as like it should. Because he asked, he's like, please don't tell anyone. Like, I'm so embarrassed. And he's like, when you're under a lot of pressure, sometimes it happens. And he's like, I just like, I don't know. And I was like, I feel so bad. Luckily, we were best friends. Like, we had been friends for years. So this like wasn't as embarrassing as it could have been. So I stopped. I apologized. But I have like a lot of sympathy for guys when this does happen because like it is sad. But if he had turned to me and said, you don't make me hard, my ass would have
slapped him and
I would
have called the cops and walked away with his clothes.
I would have told everyone, but I didn't. So I feel this, except the part where he yells at Lala about
and Lala's taking this really well too. Like she could easily like defend herself and tell everyone. She
just says like, we haven't had sex and now I don't really want to have sex. Like that was the time it went away. We're not going to make another moment out of nothing. Like,
Lala seems to be like the girl who gets like caught up in a moment and is like and it's like James needs to like take a moment and find
that has to be the moment.
Forces things. He doesn't try and create a moment with her.
Yeah. So this is when he's like, James basically his vibe is can't wait to hook up again. And Lala's like, you're a really good friend.
It's a no.
Friend is used. So James is sad.
She's like, hold on, can you move over here into what we call the friend zone?
Yeah, so he's upset, but Lala's unapologetic. If you get whiskey dick, drink vodka. End of the day. Which I think it's all the same.
It's irrelevant. Talk to Shay about alcohols.
He's done so much research at this point because he can't drink them.
Don't matter.
Rules with alcohol.
Don't matter.
So then Sandoval asked Sheena to go speak.
Which I appreciate this. This is how you talk to someone and not ruin a trip.
Yeah, he's basically like, hey, the other day when we tried to have a conversation, it didn't go well. I want you to know that I'm upset because Sheena should say like Ariana's in a good place because she is. And, you know, Sheena doesn't really know, you know, he's offended that Sheena reached out to Ariana's mom, right? This is someone he's trying to impress. And Sheena made him look bad. And I get it. And then Sheena's basically like, she's going to bite the bullet on this one. So she's like, sorry, but I don't regret anything. I said what I said and I meant it. But sorry,
I'm going to just say that word so you think you're happy.
Yeah, sorry, you're pissed, but I'm fine. I'm not sorry about anything else. So then Sandoval is like, I've never felt like I've been better than you. I like am just so upset. I've tried to help you, be a friend to you. And yeah, he also brings up that Shay feels like sometimes Sheena does manipulate the situation to get what she wants.
Yeah, like, hey, how about you stop worrying about my relationship and take a peek in your own little glass house?
Because, you know, Sheena blames Shay for everything, basically, including not tracking his alcohol correctly when she gave him clear rules.
When she gave him unclear rules.
So Sheena doesn't believe any of this. She doesn't think she has like a manipulative attitude. It's Sandoval's fault.
My favorite thing is she's like, listen, you should stay out of my relationship. And I was like, oh, really? Yeah. Really? You don't want people in your relationship? Hilarious.
Absolutely hilarious. Sandoval should text your mom.
It's none of his business. Wow. Oh, groundbreaking.
So then, you know, whatever, conversation ends at like the other one, the end. Sandoval in his interview says he doesn't think they'll ever be the same. And then Sheena back at this conversation looks at him and goes, it's like we're brother and sister, right? Like you piss me off, I piss you off. And then we're like, fine. And Sandoval's like, sure. And then
like, Sheena, read the room, honey. Read the room.
Sheena turns her back and he literally looks at the camera like pissed. He's like, fuck this bitch.
Fucking A.
Amazing. So then we go back. We're going to end on a high note. We're going out to the club, but first we're going to LA. It's time to go to a dive bar where Kristen has already had one vodka soda because she doesn't have any rules. So Stassi's here. She orders a first drink. Kristen gets her second. We're getting hammered.
If I'm the friend who arrives early, I'm getting a drink.
Agreed. Also, Kristen just got Botox, so it's been a good day for her.
Hell yeah.
So Sheena called Kristen from Hawaii today and told Kristen that it's not her that would have been the drama because Ariana and Sandoval are being total drama queen.
Which they're not causing drama in this group. They're mad at you and they're talking to you about it.
They separately take you away to talk to you about the issue. But when Peter tries to bring it up at the table, Ariana's like, it's not a big deal. Like, we're going to work it out ourselves.
Yeah.
Like,
this
not
is
even
not drama.
remotely.
Like,
oh my God.
To the point where it's kind of uninteresting from a reality TV perspective because they handle it like such fucking adults.
The interesting part is that everyone else thinks this isn't handled well. Which I don't know what's handled well then.
But here's the thing, half the table doesn't even know what's going on because they don't see it.
It's hilarious. And then Kristen sitting here like, I just knew that Ariana's the type to explode. She always does this. And I'm like, ma'am.
Jokes, because Ariana didn't explode.
Ma'am, what happened?
Ma'am, what book are you reading? Because it ain't this story.
I was so confused. It was so funny. So then Stassi, of course, she's like, I don't understand the negativity they have. And I'm like, girl, shut up. You just got back in and they're number one guy in the group. Okay.
And Stassi being like, couple. I just don't get why people hold grudges. It's just not worth it. And I'm like, queen, you are at the top of the pyramid of holding motherfucking grudges. You weren't at Katie's engagement because you were holding a motherfucking grudge.
Hey, Stassi, Alicia Sinace here. Love you. How many grudges have you held? So many.
I don't have enough hands. Or I don't have enough fingers on my hands.
You're still not talking to Katie because of this grudge? Okay, good. Cool. Cleared up.
How's your relationship with Lisa doing as well? Might I just pipe in?
Bad, great. Meredith also here. Hey.
Meredith Wagner chiming in.
We find out Kevin's gonna come, Jax's friend. Kristen is calling him an Uber, which I want to date Kristen.
I was like, wait, people do this for each other?
She's like, I'm just gonna call him an Uber.
I can barely get an address to a place. I'm like looking it up, hoping for the best.
I know. Hey, there are 3 of the same places in the same area. I'm just gonna pick one.
Pick one out of a hat.
You're not gonna text me back? Okay. Yeah. Stassi tries to be like, just send him the address, and Kristen's like, it's fine. I got it. No worries.
He doesn't have Uber. So like, I'm going to pay the $45 charge to get him here. This guy I can then one date with.
I will then pay for the Uber to get him back to my bed. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You know, some people actually pay for sex. I just do it in a roundabout way.
Yeah. The government's not coming at me. I'm just paying for Ubers. So speaking of Kevin, Stassi's got some tea. He might have a serious live-in girlfriend because Stassi did some Facebook stalking.
Love a good Facebook stalk.
I mean, he is Jax's friend. That's how he's presented to Bravo. Kevin, Jax's friend.
Exactly.
I would prefer like Kristen's boy toy to Jax.
You know what's funny is I wish they would have popped up over Kristen and been like, Kristen, serial co-cheater with guys in relationships.
With Kevin. So Kristen, she goes to get Kevin a drink.
Yeah,
she gets up, she leaves. Stassi immediately is like, I can't not ask.
Listen,
you got a girlfriend? What's happening? He has an ex-girlfriend. They dated on and off. They have separate places, so she's never lived with him. And he would much rather be on again with Kristen.
Okay,
But he doesn't know.
feel like I heard that wrong because I thought what he was saying is he'd rather be on with the girlfriend.
With the girlfriend. That's what I thought. But
That's
then
how
when
I took
Stassi
it.
started being like, are you guys going to do long distance? Like, does she? And he's like, I don't know how Kristen feels.
That makes sense.
I then figured out, because at first I was like, he wants to be on with the girlfriend. So why are we
Yeah,
here?
so of course
But
he's going to make out with Kristen tonight.
Why would he fucking tell Stassi that? He's
I don't know. I feel
Jax's
like
friend. He's smarter than that.
No, I feel like guys are kind of dumb when it's just a hookup. Like there's nothing on the line outside of just getting laid.
He's not going to get laid though. If he admits
Oh, he probably still will. Despite his honesty, he's a truther. Listen.
He's a truther. Kristen paid $45 to get him here.
Kevin, truther.
Truther.
Kristen, not a truther.
Liar and truther to be on people's names. Okay, so yeah. Stassi then is like, hey, Kristen, guess what? He really likes you. It's great. And he has a girlfriend.
Yay.
And Kristen's like, that's fantastic because I don't let people cheat with me. I've never done that. And I go, you just cheat on them.
Okay. Well,
which technically Jax and Stassi were broken up.
You know what? It's similar to Scheana's liquor rules. The rules apply in relationships and friendships. So works.
I just love that she will not be the other woman,
no.
But she will have another man. She will do it, or woman for that matter.
I'm not truly a hypocrite.
Yeah.
I'm for women. I'm against men.
I literally wrote, she doesn't cheat with them, just on them.
Oh God.
That is so funny.
I feel like that's I need an embroidered t-shirt.
She doesn't cheat with them. And
something
then
like
back,
really
just on them.
fancy. Doesn't cheat with them, just on them.
Just on them. Okay, so if anything, thinking about it, that's kind of a power move. You just cheat on them.
Oh, I don't know if we would.
It's bad.
I know. I don't know if I want to sign up for condoning this.
But it's bad.
It's kind of like you're like, oh, great job, thumbs up, but don't do it. But hey, nice one, thumbs up, but don't do it.
It like can't get worse, but it sounds empowering, like, in a way. And then her and Kevin make out at the table in front of the cameraman and Stassi, because the cameraman gets right up in there.
Can you promise me one thing? You will never do this to me.
No, this is my nightmare.
I don't even want to do this to anyone, let alone have this done in front of me.
I not only never want to do this to someone, this is my absolute nightmare to do in front of anyone. Let alone, I would rather sit there than be this person.
Even
so I don't want either.
Just at a table by myself and someone else. Like, I don't want to do this in a full restaurant.
No, no thanks.
It's a hard
anyway, we go back to Hawaii. We're out at this club. Cheers to birthdays, engagements. Let's dance. Scheana's dancing on Shay, who's not even paying attention because he has his beer in one hand. He's talking to someone else. So Scheana's asking him nothing.
In the hand.
He has to enjoy this beer, Scheana. You only give him so many. Sandoval's killing it on the dance floor. Brittany approaches Lala, says she wants to squash everything. Going forward, though, Brittany is here for good. You hear that?
Listen, I want to let you know this spot is taken. It's a no for you.
I love girls.
And I'm an idiot.
I absolutely love girls that are in relationships and it's been like a few months and they're like, I'm here for good, honey. Because me in a relationship, it's like a year in and I'm like, do you like me? We could
like, this is still tentative.
Yeah. I may not be around for that much longer. Each day is a blessing.
Also, like, as if Jax's behaviors are just because she was in Kentucky. I think it was heightened because she wasn't around. But look at season 1 with Stassi.
Oh, she's never seen the show. It's incredibly obvious that this bitch has never watched Bravo.
There's an entire burn book dedicated to your boyfriend called Vanderpump Rules, and you don't want the information. Okay, you're here for good. Good luck, honey.
Good luck. Lala's not concerned though, because she knows Jax is gonna fuck it up somehow. Yeah, I feel her. I'm with Lala.
It's again like a thumbs up, like, yeah, you got it. Don't worry, he's not gonna cheat on you.
Yeah, and then you think there's hope because Jax is talking about how he's so in love with Brittany, he's so monogamous. Who would have fucking thought? The bare minimum of a relationship he is performing. But then,
monogamous relationship.
Yeah. You're right. The monogamous
you can have
relationship.
polygamous relationship.
That's true. Every relationship Jax has been in is monogamous, so he has not been doing the bare minimum.
Also polygamous
for these relationships. They just don't know it.
Sometimes I just think I'm so funny.
That's really funny, actually. But he's like, I don't even want to look at another girl. And then the waitress comes by and he looks straight at her boobs.
He's like, for this 1 second, I don't want to look at anyone else.
Again, it's on camera, my dude. Like, you don't have to look there.
We can see your eyes. Like, yeah, we're
here. So we all had like a really, really fun night. It's all great. The next day, we're hungover. Katie and Schwartz didn't have sex. Nope. Katie's like, when you're on a trip with 14 friends, you don't want to have sex in the room. And I'm like, yeah, but you go to bed and you have your own room with this man.
Yes. Okay. I understand being like, my sole focus isn't having sex with you. And I would agree with that. Like, you're doing a lot. However, you're not sharing a room with anyone.
No. So you could. Also, you're not going to tell me Tom Schwartz takes more than 2 minutes. Okay, this is 2 minutes.
One time in these like 3 days, and it's technically been like 8 days since the proposal. Like, one time also, within 8 days.
Yes, you literally go. I guarantee you, the Vanderpump cast is not up until at least 10 a.m.
Yeah, you could totally have morning sex.
It's gonna be quick. My gosh. So, Jack steals this guitar as he leaves. He's walking out. He's like, I'm gonna steal this, and Brittany's like, don't do it, but he does it. So then now we're outside the hotel and Brittany gets a call from Jax and she's like, should we go to the local police station? Is that where you are? LOL, Jax is at the police station because he got arrested for a felony charge for stealing those sunglasses. It's under investigation and he can be held in this prison cell for up to 48 hours.
Oh my God, which I'm like, a felony charge is a huge deal.
Yeah, that's a big deal. So then as Brittany, we're about to cut to commercial.
And I just want to say the reason it's a felony charge is because of the price of the sunglasses, most likely.
Yes.
If you do theft of a high ticket item or like a lot of stuff, it like ups.
I think they said like class C felony.
I think it's E because it's in the next time on, but I don't know what all the letters mean. But I think that's why it's a felony, is probably because of the price of it.
The price. Cool. Good to know. But yeah, so we're about to cut to commercial. Brittany's sitting there. She says, I don't know what to do. What do I do?
Leave his ass.
I yelled, leave him.
I'm sorry, honey. I'm not missing my flight for you, especially which we'll talk about it next, but because there's other circumstances.
Stay with him and do long distance. B, stay in Hawaii and try and bail him out. C, believe him.
I mean,
or D, pray for him.
I would do everything I could to get him out from Hawaii and or LA, but I'm not missing my flight for you.
No, didn't you hear they're going to see Third Eye Blind?
Okay, I was gonna say I didn't want to like ruin anything, but yeah, like we have other plans, especially the friends. The friends do not ever wait around.
Oh my God, Sandoval, Ariana weren't even there.
I would never expect anyone. That's hundreds of dollars if all your friends stay. I feel like your best friend should offer to stay and be like to the girlfriend, like, do you need help?
Girlfriend, no.
And then it's like the girlfriend, as the girlfriend, I'd be like, yeah, no, I'm not staying. You're not staying.
Yeah, we're not staying here. No. This man stole sunglasses. He did his own. We have Third Eye Blind tickets for tomorrow.
Like wrongly charged with something, I would stay, but it's like, you made a dumbass mistake. I'm not ruining my life for you.
We got you on camera, my dude, in this high-end area.
We also have him on camera admitting it to the Vanderpump Rules crew.
That's true. Bravo's like, here.
Bravo's like, fuck, we're in on this crime. We're what is it called?
We're accomplice.
Yeah, an accomplice, an assistant to the crime.
I love that. Okay, so Brittany goes, he better learn from this.
Oh,
watch season 1.
Okay.
So Schwartz and Sheena called Jax's mom, and she is beside herself. She cannot believe that her son is in this mess, but she hasn't got 11 grand to bail him out. She's like, good luck. So
$11,000. That is a lot of money for your bail.
I love how everyone's like, so who's going to post bail? And I'm like, listen, if it was almost anyone else, and I'm like a good friend and I have 11,000, I'd be like, sure. Jack Saylor's not going to fucking pay me back.
I don't like, this tells me it's even worse. I don't know how much those sunglasses cost, but like $11,000 for bail, like really petty crimes are like $300 per petty crime, I'll say.
Yeah,
like
500. Yeah, whatever.
Yeah. If you like urinated in public, it's like $500 to bail someone out. $11,000.
That's why you just pay the fine and you leave.
Yeah,
This,
and then it usually goes to your like court costs too, is like what you paid. But like $11,000.
11,000.
And bonding someone out means like they pay for it up front and like help you like get this money together, and you can like pay like a fee, and I think it gives, I'm not,
Yeah, because isn't
bonding
it for
someone out and like, or not
to bail someone out?
Yeah, but like getting like a bondsman involved means you don't have to pay as much like of your own money.
Yeah, I think that's what Schwartz did, because he called someone.
Yes, he was like, let me talk to a bondsman.
Yeah, so you're not paying, correct me if I'm wrong, you're not paying the full 11 grand, but Schwartz will have to upfront pay something, and then that bondsman will come back for some money.
Correct.
Okay, so
and you can pay this shit on credit card. So if anybody's got an $11,000 credit card limit, technically they could pay for it.
Dope.
But I wouldn't want to put this on my credit card.
Better be Jack's.
You could put it on your own credit card technically.
I would
but
grab
somebody has
Jax's
to like
credit card,
release
and be
you.
like, here.
Yeah.
Okay, so we got 90 minutes till the flight departs. Everyone's heading to the airport. He calls Brittany. He's like, where are you? She goes, just meet us at the airport. He makes it. He looks kind of disheveled. He apologized to Brittany. He's so dumb. He would totally understand if she didn't want to be with him anymore. God. And Brittany just doesn't have anything to say, which that's how I'd be. I'd be like, we're gonna.
Yeah, but she like kind of smiles. I don't know if maybe that's just like her reaction, and she feels uncomfortable and smiles.
She feels awkward.
But this is like serious. I hate when people laugh in serious situations.
Yeah, he's crying in his confessional. He's so embarrassed.
That is so fucking fake.
He cries because this isn't the person he is anymore. He's a big old truther. As of yesterday, he was clear.
After I stole the sunglasses, ever since then, I'm a really good person.
Yeah. I may have lied about the Lala thing, but that was before I stole the sunglasses.
So like doesn't count.
It doesn't count. But yeah, that's where it ends. We're all headed back for Third Eye Blind.
Thank God we all make it.
Thank God. Can you imagine? Jax would want to be in jail for that.
I do like Third Eye Blind.
I love Third Eye Blind. So next time, what happened with Jax? We all got to talk about what happened with Jax. Everyone's pissed. It's a class 3 felony. Lisa's gonna yell at him. Stassi's not even surprised. Is Jax a liar, a drunk, or a thief? He's a liar, clearly. Like a drunk, not really. A thief for sure, but first and foremost,
yeah. But he says he was drunk whenever he was talking to Brittany, and that's why he did it.
That's funny.
So like in his excuse, he calls himself a drunk.
All 3. And then this is what I want. Stassi and Lisa come face to face.
Yes. I love when she like basically insults Stassi and then goes, sit down.
You're not important enough to hate. Sit down.
Sit down.
So yeah. Should we do accepted and blocked?
Yeah.
We just assume you guys have been listening since the very beginning. And personally, I can't imagine starting a show season 4 and episode 3 in, unless it was like
13,
Bachelor or 13. Sorry, even worse. But we do accepted and blocked, and accepted is basically someone that we want to, because all these people are very social media driven. So we're accepting their friend requests. This is who we want to see on our timeline. This is who we want to watch, hang out with, possibly DM. And then blocked is who we don't want to see again for a while.
Get me out of here.
So do you got any thoughts?
Yeah, I kind of want to do blocked first, but I think there's 2 people. So like,
I think there's 2.
Okay. I'm gonna go Sheena because I just can't. I'm at my limit with her fucking bullshit on Tom and Ariana, and then telling Kristen that they're like drama kings, and also it's truly the phrase of my relationship is none of Tom Sandoval's business. I'm like, oh no. So
I love the Shay stuff. You got drunk after I told you to only do half of everyone else's drinks, girl. Though it brings me so much laughter to watch and talk about it, girl.
I just wish Shay could have enjoyed that watermelon drink, even like a sip.
one little sip.
Just one
my
little
guy,
sip.
My
Just
guy
a
loves
sip.
watermelon. Okay, I'm actually in between two more people after Sheena. But I'm gonna go with the more obvious one. I'm going to block Jax.
Who's your alternate?
Katie.
Good.
I'm gonna shame Lala up in here.
Good, like gold star.
But yeah, so I mean, to end with it, Jax got arrested. That being said, also, this man is such a liar. He's putting Lala on blast. It's gonna air. Like, I don't understand the thought process. We're gonna all see it, and you have to watch it for the reunion. Like, you have to watch it.
Yeah. I
don't know. He's always been a shitty person. He's still a shitty person. This isn't who I am anymore. Dude, it's always who you've been. If anything.
This whole trip, you've not been like squeaky clean. So let's not say those comments.
Enjoy those sunglasses. Hope they were worth it.
I hope they took him back. I hope he was wearing them when he got arrested.
I hope he lost them so he can't even return them.
We get this on camera. I'm pissed about it. I would have loved to seen this arrest.
Oh, him stealing the sunglasses? I would have loved it.
This like isn't a spoiler, but like I feel like Bravo's way better about getting like this type of shit on camera now. Like Jen Shaw with Real Housewives.
If we could have seen Jen Shaw get arrested, they would have done it.
No, you mean like Jax?
Oh yeah, if we could have seen Jax steal, and what I'm saying is like now and other shows, whatever Bravo can get, they use.
Yes.
But sometimes the arrest happens when like no one's there.
Yeah.
There's like drama. So I'm upset. Where was this cameraman enjoying a fucking pina colada by the beach?
Even like cell phone footage, they would have thrown it in there.
Oh my god!
I can't believe no one got it.
Or even how like door footage. That's the best.
You know how sometimes now they'll put up like tweets or like news articles. Like I wanted like more to like hype up this like moment.
We need his mugshot, everyone. I'm gonna look to see if it even exists.
Okay, that'll be a post show treat. If we're able to find it, we'll attach it to the post show.
Who are we? I guess he's been arrested a few times, but got the Hawaii one anyway.
But I think that's all we have for the episode.
No, we have to accept.
Oh my god,
we just blanked people. We're just so mad.
I'm just so negative these days. I am. Man, this one's rough. I don't know. Do you have any?
I think I'm gonna accept, and this is a hot take, I'm gonna accept Kristen. Ooh. This was one of her better episodes. She's not crazy. Okay. She seems more put together than Stassi right about now.
It's a fun little makeout.
Getting laid by Kevin. He doesn't have a girlfriend, and she doesn't let herself be the other woman. She doesn't help cheat. She just cheats on everyone. She doesn't
get herself into those types of situations. Not that people get themselves into those situations.
Absolutely not. She just seemed fine. She doesn't care about Hawaii anymore. She's just living it.
Yeah. I'm gonna accept Sandoval. I feel like he handled the Sheena situation very delicately. Like wasn't trying to cause a fight, just kept trying to like put his feelings out there, share like where Sheena can be a better friend and like how she's kind of a hypocrite without ruining the whole trip. And then he was like, he doesn't let this stuff get to him, you know, like he moves on and is going to go have fun.
Exactly. I love it. Good for Sandoval. He's just having a time. Okay. Join us for the after show. I do have a few things to talk about. So
yeah. And don't forget to follow us on Instagram, join the Facebook group, Patreon, all the things.
Thank you. Bye.